Good afternoon, everybody. Today I want to talk about, as it says here in 1 Corinthians 5, our earthly house, this tent. We are temporary here on this earth. We have but a short time. And that time that we are spent here, we know that we should be living our lives for the will of the Father, okay? But we also know that because of our temporary stay here, that everything that we have and know to be will be one day destroyed because we're going to be separated from it all. But our hope is not for the things of this world, the things that are in this world. No, it's for the things that are coming in the next life for us, where God has built us a home that won't be destroyed by nothing. Our treasures are to be stored in heaven, not on earth. Everything we're supposed to do toward heaven. Be Christ-like. We're not supposed to be and worry about this world. You're not going to find preachers that heal you. You're not going to live forever. Science is not going to keep you living forever. No, that's impossible. And if you believe in that kind of science and that in religion that teach that men have the ability to save you, well, then you've already lost what you ever even trying to reach. He that seeks to save his life will lose it. Our home is not here. Chapter 5, verse 1, for we know that if our earthly house, this tent, is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan earnestly, desire to be clothed with our habitation, which is from heaven. If indeed, having been clothed, we shall not be found naked. Now, do you hear what he said? If indeed, having been clothed, that means if you can talk about it all you want to. All right? Doesn't mean anything. Just because you say it doesn't make it so, because the final judge is not us, and it's not another man. All right, we shall not be found naked. For we who are in this tent groan, being burdened, not because we want to be unclothed, but further clothed, that mortality may be swallowed up by life. Now he who has prepared us for this very thing is God, who also has given us his Spirit as a guarantee. All right? But that guarantee is for those that seek and follow after him in Christ. So we are also confident knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. This is Paul telling this to the Corinthians, for Pete's sake. The Lord is not walking among us. He is not sitting here having conversations with people. I'm sorry. That's not, we do not have that yet. One day, good Lord willing, we'll all see it. For we walk by faith, not by sight. See, we don't have to have things to keep us, even if you didn't have this book right here. If we were stranded in the desert somewhere, and I was discussing salvation with you, you would not need a book, you would not need a bathtub or a lake or a pond, a stream, a creek. You wouldn't need nothing. Because we don't have to have anything. Our faith is not here. We are confident. Yes, we're confident. Well pleased rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. See? We have such a desire not to be here. We don't want to be here. We want to be present with the Lord, because we know to be absent from the body is to be present with God. How can anybody not desire that and desire the things of this world to want to try to be healed forever? No, my goodness gracious alive. Be confident in your faith, not confidence built around another man or another man's religion or a church. Be confident that you've built your faith around Christ, for he is the only way. That's it. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, especially these preachers that are coming on here now and talking about how we're supposed to be defending Israel. No, we're not. We're told to pray for Israel, pray for their peace, but we're also told to pray for our enemies. And what about the innocent lives that have nothing to do with men's wars? What about them? They're the enemy just because someone else says so? No, no. For all nations are going to rise against Israel one day. All nations are going to rise against Israel one day. This is God's plan. This ain't got anything to do with us. Now, if this war that's going on right now is part of God's plan, then there's nothing you're going to do to defend it or stop it or nothing. Zero. And these fat cat preachers up there, and they're sending money to one and not the other. Or maybe even if there's a draft that comes in, they'll be sending up there all high and mighty, promoting your children to go and defend this. He ain't a preacher that anybody should be listening to. Except maybe Satan's people. Holy cow, it is not our job to go defend Israel. That's God's position. And we can't do anything about it. And it is to happen. It's going to come. It is written that the generation that lives to see Israel come a nation again will see the returning of the Lord. Guess what, folks? That's anybody listening to this almost. There's a few older folks that was born before it, but very few. This is going to happen, and ain't nothing you're going to do to stop it. So stop letting these people scare you and talk you into something or make you feel like that you need to be doing something you don't have to be doing. We don't have to be part of this world. Let's go look over here. All right, look. Now I, Paul, myself, am pleading with you by the meekness and gentleness of Christ. The meekness and gentleness of Christ, who in presence am lowly among you, but being absent I am bold toward you. But I beg you that when I am present, I may not be bold with that confidence, by which I intend to be bold against some, who think of us as if we were walking according to the flesh. Okay, these are people that are challenging true believers, okay? The believers that are teaching the gospel. They think we're in the flesh. All right? We're separated. We're not walking in the flesh. We're walking in the flesh. Let's read. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. See? It's not this flesh that we're concerned with. This flesh it's temporary. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. That's going against God. And when you got a preacher telling you that we're ordered to go and defend Israel, that's going against God, because we are not instructed to go defend Israel. We are instructed again to pray for Israel. Bring every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ, and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Ladies and gentlemen, it ain't our jobs to go out and fight. It ain't. Now, if you want to send money, send money. I'm sure those preachers needing a new airplane part or, you know, the runway repaired somewhere along the line. So they got to have a reason to make some money. So, you know, but for you, the rest of you believers, we are told to pray for our enemies. We are told to pray for Israel. We are told to pray for one another. And that is what we should be doing. We should be controlling our thoughts, bringing every thought into captivity. And those thoughts that we should be bringing into captivity is anything to do with this world. We should be focused only on the things of Christ. Don't go to war with men just because these preachers up there want to talk this nonsense. I heard one of them today talking about how Hamas believes. Oh, for the love of Pete, that guy barely knows how to wipe his butt, and he's going to tell you how Hamas believes. Oh, it's just nauseating. It's nauseating. Okay, you don't have to believe these people. Our time is temporary. Stay focused on the Lord and let men fight men's wars. And when God needs you, I'm sure he'll let you know. Until then, be with them, Lord.